Before we move on with our compositing work, I said in the last video we'll talk about selections. And this is what you really need to know about the pixel layer level. Now, I could just on, say, the background level, right, just take this as a brush tool and I can just draw, right? I'm affecting the pixels in just that one area. But it's oftentimes that we need to select a certain area, and that's what selections are for. And so we have a lot of tools for this. First, we have the rectangle selection tool, right, where I can just grab a rectangle of an area. And so now whatever is selected, we call these the dancing ants that encapsulate the area. So now if I go to draw, and let me draw with the color that we can see in a bigger brush, you'll see I'm starting to draw off that selection, but it only draws when I'm in that selection. So that's what happens there. Now, when you have a selection, how do you get out of a selected mode? You simply go to select, deselect, or you hit Command D to deselect that area. Besides that, I can invert a selection. So let me draw that square again. And if I go to select inverse, now when I go to draw, right, everything is selected but that thing, right? So that can be very handy as well. Then we have, of course, here this elliptical tool, right? So we can do circles. If you hold shift, it becomes a perfect circle. That's nice. But most times we don't want perfect things. A lot of times we're going to do things like the lasso tool, right? And just draw around. We'll do the polygon tool. And then something closely related to the quick selection tool, this polygon selection tool tries to like glom onto the edges. So I know we already actually talked about selections in the knockout video, but I wanted to reinforce all of this because it's such an important part of pixels. Now, you know right here, right, these are how we make those selections, and I probably already talked about all this, but I just wanted to reinforce this again, that this is an important part of Photoshop.